Welcome, everybody. I would like to welcome you to our Santa Barbara International Film Festival recruiting session today. This is being recorded, and we are now starting officially to have our time together to meet with Lena Childers, who is, Lena, what is your title?
I am the volunteer manager.
She's the volunteer manager, so we're so excited to have her here today. If you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. We will have time at the end for students to ask questions. I'll stop the recording before we do that so that you can feel free to put on your video. So with that, we'll just go ahead and get started.
Thank you so much, Jonna. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. So I have my slides up. Can everybody see?
They look good.
Looks good? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, my name is Lena and I'm the volunteer manager for the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. I'm really excited to come back here today to talk to you guys about volunteering with us this year. We're recruiting for our upcoming event. Like Jonna said, I've come to SBCC. Usually it's in person, and I've always had some really great volunteers come out of you guys. So yeah, really looking forward to working with some of you, and hopefully we'll have fun this season. So I want to start a little bit by talking about who we are as an organization. Has anyone attended the film festival, even just heard of us? If you have, you give me a thumbs up or some sort of reaction on there. Cool, I've got a couple of thumbs up. That's pretty good. That's exciting. Yeah, so we are a nonprofit organization here in Santa Barbara. We have the mission to engage, enrich, and inspire people through the power of film. So we celebrate the art of cinema by providing screenings of movies from all around the world, and we provide impactful educational experiences to film students within the Santa Barbara community and beyond from other places in the country. And most of it is done at the Riviera Theater, which is run by the film festival. It's up on Alameda Padre Sierra up in the hills, if you guys aren't familiar. We present regular film screenings here, as well as Q&As, interviews with filmmakers, and educational events. But we are, of course, most well known for our main film festival, which happens early on in Oscar season. Usually it's at the end of January or February, but of course with COVID this year, the whole Oscar circuit got moved a little bit. So we are going to be doing it in March, and that is coming up, and we're recruiting volunteers. So this year will be our 37th annual Santa Barbara International Film Festival, and that is going to be from March 2nd to March 12th, 2022. We have some really exciting things coming up. These are just a couple of examples. We have Kristen Stewart, Will Smith, Ingenue Ellis, Nicole Kidman, Javier Bardem, Benedict Cumberbatch. They have all been confirmed to be attending the film festival this year. So we're super excited about that. We have a couple other recipients of awards at our festival that have yet to be announced that I'm really excited about. We also, of course, have over 200 films scheduled. We have seminars and panels with filmmakers. So we have a lot of really exciting things coming up. And of course, volunteers will be helping with every aspect of this festival. So we have 6 different teams to kind of organize how volunteers help out. And what you do as a volunteer really depends on which team you join. We recommend that you don't join more than 2 teams, just so that you can kind of get used to the shifts that you're working at, and so that you don't get overwhelmed at kind of all the different tasks that you're doing. But of course, you can join as many teams as you want. You can do 1 team, or you can do all 6 teams. So I'm just going to go through them and give you a quick overview on what each team does, and hopefully you guys will find something that fits with what you want to get out of volunteering or kind of interests you. So first we have the film screenings team. This is the biggest team. These guys help out at as the title kind of explains, the film screenings will help at the theaters. This year, we're going to be doing them at the Metro Theater, the Fiesta Theater, and the Arlington Theater. And this is going to be pretty much just basic movie theater operations. You'll be doing crowd control, you'll be taking people's tickets, you'll be counting the number of guests that come to each screening. This year, you might be asked to check for the COVID vaccination cards as each guest comes in. And you might also be asked to direct people to the right lines as we have multiple screenings at each theater. Then we have the tributes. This is a very popular team. These volunteers help out at the red carpet events. So that is kind of what I mentioned on the previous slide. We have the actors and filmmakers come to the Arlington. They'll receive an award from the film festival and they'll do an interview. So it's very big events, very high energy. These are all in the evenings. But in terms of the tasks you'll do, it's pretty similar to film screenings. Again, it's crowd control, taking tickets, checking COVID vaccination cards, directing people, telling them where to go in terms of lining up. It's definitely much more high energy. So depending on your comfort level with big crowds or the energy level that you prefer, you might want to do one or the other. But of course, we have 4 other teams that don't really consist of taking tickets or anything. So we have the kids events. This year, the kids events team will help solely at Mike's field trip to the movies. This event takes place on the weekends of the festival. It's an event, it's a very special event. It's Roger's favorite. The film festival rents out buses and brings out classes from underserved communities around Santa Barbara County, and they bring them to the Arlington Theater and play a movie for them. Usually it's some sort of Disney or Pixar type of kids movie. Then the director of the film or maybe a producer will come out and do a little Q&A with the kids. So it's really cute. Everyone really enjoys this. Yeah, and so for that event, volunteers are mostly helping with leading the groups of kids from their buses to their seats. And then when the event is over, they'll take them from their seats and lead them back to the correct buses. Then we have Festival Hub, which is the hospitality department of the film festival. This is really helpful if you maybe speak different languages, as we have people from all over the world. Volunteers on the Festival Hub team will sit at our front desk, we like to call it. This year, it's going to be at the Spiff Education Center on State Street. And your task consists of welcoming guests to that front desk, answering questions. A lot of questions are going to be about, where can we go to dinner before the movies, or where is what theater. So it's also helpful if you're familiar with at least downtown. If you have any good restaurant recommendations and you want to share your love for a specific restaurant, this might be the team for you. And you might also be asked to direct visitors to the education center to the different offices within that building. We have the volunteer department, the ticketing department, and the hospitality department all within that building. So you'll have a lot of guests coming in, going all kinds of different directions. Then we have the Arlington Courtyard team, formerly known as the Festival Pavilion team. These guys help at the happy hour events for this year, and you'll be kind of serving refreshments, bussing tables, maybe checking IDs, or again checking COVID vaccination cards. These events do have alcohol being served at them, so you will need to be at least 21 years old to volunteer there. And last but not least, we have the heavy lifting team. This is a very important team as it helps with the setup of the tributes events. So basically what the heavy lifting team does is they set up the metal barricades that go up around State Street to block off the street before the event, and then they'll take them down after the event is over. And this team, like the name suggests, involves a lot of heavy lifting. So it's definitely a little bit more physical exertion than the other teams. So just keep in mind when you're thinking about that. Cool. So you guys might be thinking, 10 days, that's kind of a long time to be volunteering, and just wondering what the commitment really is in terms of time. So I'm just going to go over the hours. Most of those shifts for pretty much all those teams are around 3 hours long. The longest shifts are the kids events, that's Mike's field trip. Those are around 5.5 hours long. Shifts go on all day, every day, pretty much during the 10 days of the festival. Some start as early as 6:30 or 7 a.m. Those are mostly the film screenings and kids events shifts. And some start as late as 8, 9 o'clock, and may even go up to 1 a.m. That's going to be the happy hours, the Arlington Courtyard shifts. So whatever your work or class schedule looks like, you should be able to find something that works around your schedule for shifts. But if you have something very specific you need or have any concerns around that, feel free to reach out to me. We can see if we can find something that works. Oh, and I do want to mention that we ask volunteers to sign up for at least 5 shifts. So if you're doing 5 shifts and you're signed up for the average shift, you're looking at about a 15-hour time commitment over the course of 10 days. Cool. So once you sign up for the 5 shifts, you do get some volunteer perks. So for the basic 5 shifts, you'll get a volunteer film pass. This grants you access to any of the film screenings, either in person or online during the festival, and you'll get in with the mini pack holders, which is basically general admission. But if you want to do a couple of extra shifts, we have some more perks for you. So if you do 6 or more, you'll get the volunteer film pass and you'll get entered into a raffle for festival merchandise. So sometimes it's a shirt or hat or a poster, it kind of depends on the year. And that's 1 raffle entry per extra shift. And you'll also get a ticket to a film at the Riviera Theater for the extra shifts that you do. These are valid for a year after the film festival, and it's just any film, any regular film screening at the Riviera Theater. And if you want to go really above and beyond, or you just really like volunteering, and you do 8 or more shifts, you'll get all the above that I just mentioned, as well as entry into a raffle for platinum passes for the next year. So let's say you did 9 shifts, you sign up for 9 shifts at the film festival, you'll get a volunteer pass, you'll be entered into the raffle for festival merchandise 4 times, you'll be entered into the raffle for platinum passes in 2023 3 times. No, 4 times. No, sorry, 2 times. I'm sorry, 2 times. And you'll get 4 tickets to watch a movie at the Riviera Theater. Sorry about that, I'm bad at math. Okay, so let's say you found a team that you want to volunteer on, the benefits sound good to you, and you have the time to volunteer. You want to make sure that you meet these requirements. They're pretty basic. We just want our volunteers to be at least 18 years old. Like I said, they need to be able to sign up for a minimum of 5 shifts. They'll need to attend a virtual orientation, which we refer to as the ambassador kickoff. And this will be done over Zoom, much like this presentation right here. It's pretty flexible this year. If you can't attend, we'll be recording the presentation, so you can just watch it on your own time if you're unable to go to the live presentation. You'll also need to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19, including a booster if you're eligible. You'll be asked to upload a picture or copy of your vaccine card when you sign up online. And you'll need to be tested for COVID-19. The film festival provides free testing to all volunteers a couple days before the festival, so you don't have to do any sort of testing yourself. You can just kind of sign up for a slot and show up. And tentatively, you might need to get tested again in the middle of the festival, and that kind of depends on the resources that the film festival have, as well as how the situation with the pandemic in general is going. Obviously, nobody knows how it's going to go, so that's to be announced. But just want you guys to be aware that you might have to get tested up to 2 times. And of course, we'll want you to wear your mask during your shift at all times. Okay. So if you meet those requirements and you're ready to apply, you can go ahead and do so on Volunteer Hub. There is a link to Volunteer Hub on the SPIF website, which I have coming up on the next slide. You'll want to create your account there. You'll join your teams. You'll be asked to choose the teams that you're interested in while you create an account, but you can change those at any time on your Volunteer Hub account. We also have a list of those teams that I mentioned in this presentation on the website, so you don't have to memorize them. You can refer to that as you need. Once you've signed up, you'll want to complete the team trainings, which are just a written manual that will be made available online. I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks, they're not up there yet, but once they are, you'll want to go through them on your own time just to prepare, and these will be team specific. So if you're on the film screenings team and Festival Hub team, you'll want to read the trainings for those two teams. You won't have to do it for the other teams if you're not volunteering there. And of course, like I said, you'll attend the Ambassador Kickoff. This year, it will be on Thursday, February 17th. Once again, if you can't attend the live kickoff, we'll be recording it so you can watch it on your own time. It's really important that you guys attend the kickoff this year just because we're covering a lot of stuff with the COVID pandemic. We have a lot of procedures that are newly in place. So we want to make sure our volunteers are trained for that. Once you sign up, you'll want to sign up. So shift signups actually open next Monday. That's February 7th, but you don't have to sign up on that day. Everything will be open for registration as long as they're full. If you are very picky about your shifts or you have a very specific schedule with working class, you might want to get on there on Monday because the popular ones tend to fill up pretty quickly. Otherwise, you're free to kind of sign up whenever you feel like going online and checking it out. And once you've signed up for your shifts, you'll go ahead and get that COVID-19 test provided by the film festival, as well as your pass and volunteer shirt. This will all happen at the same time at the Education Center. It's going to be happening February 28th, March 1st to March 2nd. So that's a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And once you've done all that and you have your shirt and pass, you'll be ready to volunteer with us. So that is all I had for you guys today. This is my contact information. I'll just leave it up here for a couple minutes if anybody wants to take down my number, my email. That link at the bottom is the website with more information on volunteering. I mean, it pretty much covered everything that I talk about here, but if you want to refresh, you can go ahead and review it there. There's also the link to sign up on Volunteer Hub on our website there. So yeah, did anybody have any questions for me or any concern or?
So Lena, thank you so much for sharing. If anybody needs that contact information, of course, you can reach out to me. And what a great presentation. We hope you get some good signups. I'd like to go ahead and turn off the recording and then we'll take some questions. How does that sound?
Sounds good. Thank you guys for watching our presentation.